Skills on the platform, back at you with another read. Now, this is going to be the read for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node for the week of January 31st through February 6th. And this is going to be for Aries. All right, Aries, this is your 3-card weekly spread. All right, today is January 30th of 2022. I like to get the reads out early so that way you guys have an idea of what energies you're going to be dealing with for the week. All right, so this is going to be a 3-card spread, past, present, and future reading, and this is going to be for the sign of Aries. All right, Aries, so let's go ahead and get this reading going for you. All right, so you have a heads up on what energies you can expect to deal with for the week of January 31st to February 6th of 2022. All right, let's get it going for you. All right, Aries, let's see what we got for you today and for this week. All right, so past card, past, present, and future. All right, Aries. So this is your energy read for this week, up and coming. All right. We have the 3 of Cups, the Lord of Abundance. Then we have for your current, that's for your past energy. And for your current energy, we have the 10 of Swords. And then also we have the 7 of Wands for your future energy. Okay. Now, the 3 of Cups is the Lord of Abundance. Okay, so this is your past energy. Let's go ahead and get into that first, and then we can move on. And then I'll elaborate a little bit further after the fact. All right, I like to keep these reads within a certain time frame, so that way we're not expending too much time. But if I go over, then it may be necessary for me to do so. I try to keep these very short as possible. Okay. Now, the 3 of Cups. So I give you the breakdown of the actual card and its meaning. All right. So, Aries, this is the past energy that you've been in. All right. The 3 of Cups, Lord of Abundance. Okay. Now, the 3 of Cups, the Lord of Abundance. From 3 cups rise lotuses and water lilies. Streams of water pour from the flowers into the cups. The flowers on the top pour water into the lower cups, and the flowers in the lower cups pour water into the lower parts of the cards, in a containing process of replenishment. Okay? Above and below appear the symbols of Mercury and Cancer. All right, so Aries, you possibly was dealing with a Cancer in your past. All right. Also, Mercury in Cancer, 10 degrees, 20 degrees. Angels, Rael, and Yomaya, meaning abundance, success, pleasure, healing, problem resolution, good luck, sensuality, fortune, love, gladness, kindness, and bounty. Okay, so that is the energy that you were in the past. Now, also, just to kind of go in a little bit further into it, being that you were, have experienced abundance in the past, what I'm getting from this is there's certain knowledge and information that Um, there's things that you've been aware of. You know, this is possibly something that you've had for quite some time, maybe through some type of skill that you've acquired to be able to allow you to acquire this type of abundance. Okay, so you know, being that that's your past energy, you know what to do. You know how to do things. Okay, you know, typically folks, you know, who are not in this position, who have not been in this position, don't know certain things, whereas you do. Also, in the reverse, it speaks of overabundance, and it speaks of excessive pleasure and loss of prestige. Okay, so you know, if you're overindulging, it can cause you to go into a position where it's just not as quite as abundant as it was in the past. Now, being that your current energy is the Ten of Swords, the Lord of Ruin, right? With the Three of Cups, it speaks of in the reverse, right? You see that there, the Lord of Ruin. With your past energy, I see that you know you have acquired this abundance. You know how to get it, but what happened at some point, it seems, for you to be in this current energy when it speaks of the Lord of Ruin, it seems like there's been some type of battle. It seems there's some type of some type of disagreements, possibly in a relationship, maybe with a cancer that you were dealing with in the past, and it may have caused some type of ruin in your life. Possibly too much overabundance, once again, excessive pleasures, and which cause loss of prestige. So if you know you're indulging in too much pleasures, this typically what comes about is because you know you're using your expenditures possibly in the wrong way, which can easily put you in this energy which you are currently, right, which is the Ten of Swords. Now, just to kind of give the breakdown for the Ten of Swords, all right, so that way you can get the full meaning of the card. Now, the Ten of Swords speaks of the Lord of Ruin. The eight swords, four from each side, are pointed in different directions. Then, in the previous card, the hilt are now on the outside and the tips face inward. Six of the tips actually going through the hilt of the opposite sword. The swords are disfigured to suggest total ruin. So once again, some type of battle. The two centered swords are crossed at the middle, and they appear undamaged. Although no rose flowers or buds is shown, the remnants of the center rose seen in the previous card now appears in total disintegration. All right. The symbol for the sun appears at the top of the card, and the symbol for Gemini at the bottom. Sun in Gemini, 20 degrees to 30 degrees, angel. You possibly, once again, are dealing maybe with a Gemini currently. Maybe Gemini is the reason for this energy. Okay. Maybe it's the past Cancer that you possibly have been dealing with. All right. Also, the sword is disfigured and suggests total ruin. The two center swords are crossed at the middle, and they appear undamaged. Although no roses, flowers, or buds are shown, the remnant of the center rose seems in previous card now appears in total disintegration. The symbol for the sun appears at the top of the card, and the symbols for Gemini at the bottom. Sun in Gemini, 20 to 30 degrees, angels, Demaya and Michael, meaning complete disruption and failure. Undisciplined, waning forces, ruin of all plans and projects, disdain, insolence, impatience, yet mirth, and jolliness therein. Love to overthrow the happiness of others. See, so you know, ultimately, people could be the cause of certain things, but then again, when it's all said and done, we're the ones that have the full control in our lives, or should have the full controlling our lives. So if we're allowing people to come in and cause this kind of issue, then ultimately it is our fault, right? It speaks of undisciplined, warring forces, okay, ruin of all plans and projects, disdain, and insolence and impatience. So at some point in time, you got impatient from the past energy because you were in abundant energy. Then of course you switched into a energy of ruin. So it's a lack of discipline which can easily cause this, right? So if you go into a little bit further into this, loving to overthrow the happiness of others. So, in some way, shape, or form, have you been trying to overthrow happiness of others for your gains? Um, you know, or someone else has possibly or attempted to do that to you, which caused you this, right? But once again, like I said, this is something that we have full control over, not with others. So we tend to try to blame others for what we go through, and that's not the right way to go about things, right? We have to take full responsibility. Clearly, you took full responsibility in the past. That's why you were abundant. So you have to tend to follow those same patterns that you did in the past. You need to pause and think, okay, well, what did I do in the past to get me in that position when I was abundant? And then what did I do in the current energy for me to be in this energy of ruin, right? So you just need to analyze those two mindsets and then just make the adjustments to put you back into a better space. Also, it speaks of giving too much unprofitable speech and many words. So you speaking certain words and saying certain things which have not gotten you anywhere, especially with this current energy, right? Maybe you kind of got beside yourself with the abundance that you acquired in the past. You know, kind of got a little big headed about it, which puts you in this as well. Now, also in the reverse, it speaks of clever, cute, eloquent, at times, beneficial, and improvement, right? So if you focus on the reverse of this energy, you can improve your situation, right? So now going into your future energy, you went from the Three of Cups to the Ten of Swords. You went from abundance to ruin. Now with your future energy, when it all says and done, you're in the Seven of Wands, which is the Lord of Valor. All right. Now the Seven of Wands, which is great energy. Now Aries, the Seven of Wands, going from abundance to some sort of battle, to some sort of ruin, right? You were able to bounce back because here's the thing. Ultimately, you knew how to get it. You had that knowledge. You probably just got beside yourself. But look, when it's all said and done, you end up victorious because you come out with the Seven of Wands, which is the Lord of Valor. Now, the Seven of Wands speaks of seven wands appear in this card. Six wands intertwine. The center upright wand has a winged solar disk and two serpents on top. On the bottom is an orb, which is an arrow representing Mars. The crossed wands are topped by legumes and flowers. The lion's tail at the bottom of the two of the wands represent Leo, right? So your past energy, you was dealing with the Cancer, possibly Gemini, right? In the past, up until your present. Now it seems like the energy is floating into a Leo that you were dealing with, which is somewhere potentially in the future, someone that you may know now in the present or not may not be serious with, but may get serious with the Leo in the future. Okay, which takes you to this type of energy, right? Or maybe any of those signs that I mentioned would actually be in your chart. I mean, you may have Cancer in your chart. You may even have Gemini, and you even may have, you have Leo in your chart as well. Okay. Now, uh, the lion's tail at the bottom of the two of the wands represent Leo. Flames leap from the point of juncture and of the wands. Above and below, wands are the symbols of Mars and Leo. Mars and Leo, 20 to 30 degrees. Angels, Mashahaya and Liliel, excuse me, means victory and valor, advantage, gain, overcoming opposition. So, you know, once again, you knew how to do it. You knew what you needed to do. So clearly you made the adjustments to get yourself out of that energy that you're currently in. And at the end, when it's all said and done, you get yourself out of that energy. And now it puts you in the Seven of Wands, which is victory, right? It speaks of valor, advantage, gain, overcoming opposition. I love this for you, Aries. I mean, you go from abundant to ruin and back to victory again. It's because you always had that knowledge. Now, in the reverse, be careful of in the future, right? As obstacles of ignorance, okay? We know what ignorance can get you. It can get you into ruin, right? Not, following our original mind. People tend to, go against their first thoughts. You don't want to do that. 9 times out of 10, your first thoughts are the correct ones, right? And you usually can't go wrong with the first thought. Also, pretense, wrangling, be careful of threats, minor victories. Okay, so just to go into uh, a little elaboration on this is the Three of Cups energy of abundance, your past energy, then going into the and your current energy, which is the ruins. But here's the thing: even though it's just the roller coaster of life. We go through ups and we go through downs, right? Then we go back up again. But the main thing is we know how to get it, and you know how to get it. You know how to be able to take that energy and transmute it and transform it back into victory, which of course explains your future energy. So here's the thing, Aries, you know what to do, you know how to do it. Go ahead and make it happen for the future. Clearly you can do it again. And overall energy for the week is victorious when it's all said and done for the future. All right, that's your energy read for the week for the sign of Aries. And Aries, peace.